Hello, this is Hui. Welcome to watch my video, C++ programming on Linux. In the previous video, we introduced wolfSSL, an embedded SSL TLS library. There are many security libraries available in the market, and among them, each library has its own specific focus. wolfSSL, for example, is designed for embedded devices, which is why it is small size, speed, lightweight, and the compatibility with OpenSSL. In this short video, we are going to discuss wolfCrypt. wolfCrypt is a cryptography library primarily used by wolfSSL. It is optimized for speed, small footprint, and portability. wolfSSL interchange with other cryptography libraries as required. There's a type, the byte, and word 32 used in this library, and the byte is unsigned char used for allocation memory. Word 32 is unsigned int, which are mostly used for the size, number of bytes processed. wolfCrypt hash function support MD4, MD5, SHA, SHA-256, and SHA-512, and other Cipher functions. Keyed hash function support HMAC, GMAC algorithm, and block Cipher support AES. wolfCrypt provides support for AES, which key size of 16 byte, 128 bit, 124 byte, 192 bits, or 32 bytes, 256 bits. Supported AES model include CBC, CTR, GCM, and CCM8. In this short video, we are going to write an encryption decryption program of AES CBC using wolfSSL wolfCrypt libraries. Here on our Ubuntu Linux, we create a program wolfSSL AES CBC encrypt.cpp. First, include few header files and define the block buffer size. The input message is AES block length aligned and expects the input length to be a multiple of block length, which will optionally be checked. So we defined block buffer size, which is AES block size times 16. Then we declare AES structure, and the key is 256 bit, 32 byte, and the IV 122 bit, 16 byte. Name key and the IV. Allocate memory, one called text buffer, block buffer size, and the Cipher buffer, block buffer size. The usage will have two command line arguments. Argument 1 will be the text file, which is input file. Argument 2 is the encrypted file, which is the output files. To write AES encryption or decryption application, first use the AES init function to initialize AES structure, and at the end, AES free to free resource associated with the AES structure. Between the AES init and the AES free, we'll write encryption or decryption applications. Function WC AES init initialize AES structures, set heap hint to be used, and ID for use with async hardware. This function takes 3 parameters. First parameter is the AES structure. Second parameter is the pointer of a heap. And the third parameter is the device ID. Use an invalid device ID if not use the hardware ID. This function has to be called before any other AES function, and at the end use WC AES free function free resource associated with the AES structure when application completed. So old application will be between WC AES init and AES free. Back to our program editor. After validate command line argument, open text file for reading into text buffers. So we open two files, text file for input, Cipher file is output for write the encrypt data into it. Next, read text file into text buffer. First parameter is text buffer. Second parameter is start from 1 and the size, block buffer size. So if number of bytes read less than or equal 0, it means reading error, and we just exit with -1. After initialized AES structure, need to set key function will be WC AES set key. Function WC AES set key. This function initializes AES structure by setting the key and then setting the initialization vector IV. This function takes 5 parameters. First is AES structure pointer. Second is key pointer. Third is the length. And next is pointer of IV and the direction. The direction could be AES encryption or AES decryption. Back to our program editor. First parameter, AES structure, ENC. Second parameter is the key. Third parameter is block size, which AES block size. And the next parameter is the IV. And the direction will be AES encryption. Setting AES structure key and the IV and direction. Next, process AES CBC encryption function will be WC AES CBC encrypt. Function WC AES CBC encrypt. Encrypt plain text message from the input buffer in and place the result with cipher text in the out buffer out using Cipher Block Chain with AES. Back to our editor. First parameter ENC, which is the AES structure. Second parameter is the output buffer, Cipher buffer. Third parameter is the input text buffer. Next is the size. This function process text buffer date into the Cipher buffer using the AES CBC model algorithm. And next, we're going to write Cipher buffer date into the file. 1, our buffer size. Finish writing. We're going to flush in case there's some data still remaining in the buffer. Close the file. Close the text file. Then our program completed. Here you might be noticed in this example, we are using X file to handling file operation. we using xf open to open a file, using xf read to read the date into buffer from file, and we using xf write to write a buffer date into the file. Using xf flash the memory, and using xf close to close the file. In C++, there are various ways to handle file operation, and choosing the right approach depends on the specific need of your application, as well as any recommendation or best practice suggested by library using. Xfile is a structure used by wolfSSL library for file handling, and it may wrap the standard C library function or provide its own interface to interact with files. This approach is recommended by wolfSSL for better integration with its secure libraries and enhanced functionalities. We are not going in deep discuss which file handling way is better or not. Here we just list some common way C++ used for handling file operations. First is the open. Open is a standard C library, and it's a Linux system call. Second is fopen. Fopen is from standard C library too. It is a library function for open a file and file handling. Next is the ifstream. This is from the standard C++ library for input and output. Now back to our editor. As we said, choosing the right approach, it depends on the specific need of your application, as well as any recommendation or best practice suggested by the library you are using. So here we are using Xfile to handling file operations. Now we save our program. WQ finish. We're going to write another program for Decrypt. wolfSSL AES CBC Decrypt.cpp, and we're going to import from our Encrypt program and made adjustment and modification. R wolfSSL AES CBC Encrypt.cpp. Header file will be the same. Block buffer size will be the same. Key and IV will be the same. We still declare AES struct ENC, also allocate memory, text buffer, and cipher buffer. The usage will make a little adjustment. First argument is encrypted file, input file. Second argument is text file, output file. After validate command line argument, first text file will be from argument 2 for writing, and the cipher file from argument 1 for reading. And we are going to read from cipher file into cipher buffer. If number of bytes read less or equal 0, which is an error. After initialize AES structure, set key and IV direction will change from encryption to decryption. And the process decryption function will be AES CBC Decrypt. First parameter AES structure, second argument will be the output text buffer, and the input will be cipher buffers. After that, write into a text file. Will be write the text buffer date to the text file. After that, flash. Close the text file and close cipher files. Now we finished our decryption program. We save our program. Two program. wolfSSL AES CBC Decrypt.cpp, wolfSSL AES CBC Encrypt.cpp. Now compile our program. Now program has been compiled. Our executable wolfSSL AES CBC Decrypt wolfSSL AES CBC Encrypt. In order to test our example, we just create a text message file. Just write a 15 lines of text message 001, 002, 003 till 0015. First, encrypt the usage. First argument, my message.txt, and the second argument, my encrypt.dat. Now we have finished. Original file, my message.txt. This is our encrypted file. To read encrypt file, we use the HHD command. Here is our encrypt data file. Here is our original text files. Now we try to decrypt. Usage, first argument is the encrypt file, my encrypt.dat. Second argument will be the text file, people.txt. Now we check. This is our decrypt file. This is our original text files. So you can see we can decrypt from encrypted file to the original text files. Hello, this is Hui. Thanks for watching my video. Wish it is useful, and it's going to be great to have your feedback.